Hi there, Mr. Ablett here in my home studio. I've got my trumpet all ready to go. I'm just going to just sort of give you an overview of what my setup looks like here. I've got my computer behind me, which I'm going to use. If you have a computer handy, it might be, you're watching this video on a computer, but if you have a source that you can use for a metronome, that's what we're going to be using the computer for, and a little bit of YouTube. So I've got my instrument assembled, I've got my music stand right here, and I've got my pencil handy. I also have my oil, which I pulled out, and I thought I'd show you a quick little trick when I'm just getting started in band and I don't have a lot of time and my valves are a little bit grindy, a little bit sticky. Mine are pretty good right now, but I'm just going to put a little dab of oil right on the stem of the trumpet right there. And it flows down inside the valve casing, and it wraps itself around the entire piston valve without me having to take the whole valve out, cover it with oil, put it back in, all that kind of stuff. So I just want to make sure that my instrument, all of my valves are going up and down individually. They jump back up immediately. My third one's a little bit slow, but I'm gonna work on that. Okay, but if you push down the valve and then let go and it goes like that, you need to get some lubrication on it or else you're not going to be successful. Okay, I've got my book open to page 4 and I'm ready to go. If you don't have all those things ready to go just yet, push pause and get prepared and then we'll get started. So we're on page 4, number 1. The first song is called The First Note. Now your first note is called G. It's on the second line of the treble clef staff, and you play it like this. You don't push anything down, all right? And so it sounds like this. Can you make that sound? Are you having troubles making sound on the first day? Here's a little trick that I do. I pull my mouthpiece out and then I wrap my fist around it so that I have something to play into it, sort of like my hand is kind of like the trumpet. And then I try buzzing a note. You notice that when I play, my chin is nice and flat, not bunchy like that. The corners of my mouth are turned up, not turned down. Okay, so you want to look like you're kind of trying not to laugh, like that, and not scowling like, I don't like it. Okay, and that's going to help you play so much better. Just that little shift. Okay, so nice and flat in your chin. If you have a mirror handy, that's something that I use often. Take your mouthpiece out. In fact, why don't we try playing a rainbow right now? Okay, playing a rainbow means I'm going to start really low in my buzz, and then I'm going to go really high, and then I'll go back down low again. I'll play as low as I can and as high as I can. Sounds like this. Try that with me. A big deep breath. Some people call them sirens. They kind of sound a little bit like a ambulance or something like that. Okay, now putting the trumpet mouthpiece back in the trumpet, give it a little bit of a turn until it grabs. Okay, never hitting the mouthpiece. That makes it stick in the trumpet. And if your mouthpiece gets stuck, bring it to me, okay? Or take it to the repair shop. I'll help you with it and they'll help you with it. Okay, so we're going to try and play our first note. It's called G. It's on the second line. It's open. So remember how to hold the trumpet, that we hold it with just our fingertips. And then the rest of the trumpet, the weight of the trumpet is actually on this finger right here. Okay, so that I balance the trumpet with my fingertips, but the weight of it is on my third finger, or my ring finger, my fourth finger. And then just the tip of my pinky goes in the pinky ring with the right hand. Just the tip of my thumb goes underneath the pipe. You don't stick your whole hand through, just the tip. And then the tips of your fingers, okay? So that just like a violinist will play with the tips of their fingers. The same thing happens for trumpet. So I'm gonna play that G and then I want you to echo me. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. So are you playing the same note as me? If you are, great job. That's what the practice is. Listen and imitate. If you're still not able to make that note happen, that's okay. Sometimes it takes more than a day for these things to develop. You might need to have stronger muscles here. You might need just to look in the mirror and go, oh, I wasn't flattening out my chin. I wasn't sort of grinning on the corners like that. Or maybe your lips aren't actually touching and you're getting this. Okay, make sure your lips touch by saying the word And then when you blow through that, you get the sound that makes the trumpet. I know it's silly, but that's how a trumpet makes it sound. Okay, so let's try it again. Imitate my sound. Good. So you can hear my sound is making a little bit of a wavy sound. That's something I just noticed now, and I'm going to try and work on that as we go through page 4. Probably just means I need to warm up a little bit more. I just started the video and started playing, so it's probably what it is. But who knows? We'll discover it together. I'm not perfect. So we're going to play song number 1. It's called The First Note. And again, that note is G for the trumpet and no fingers. And we're going to play it for 4 counts. And then we're going to rest for 4 counts. See how it says rest in your music? And then you play the note. It's actually called a whole note. Okay, it's worth 4 counts. And then we're going to rest for 4 counts. So let's play it together at the same time. Ready? Instruments up. Sitting nice and tall. Making sure our shoulders are up like this. Okay, we want to have relaxed shoulders. Okay, we don't want to have elbows up like that. That's crazy. Okay. Trumpet's nice and relaxed. We don't also want them on our rib cage like that. That's not going to help us. So just sort of nice and relaxed, just like that. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did you do? Let's play it again. Instruments up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all this counting is kind of getting in the way. I wish there was a machine that would count all the beats for us. Maybe I'll invent it and call it the metronome. So this is where we use our metronome. And you might have seen a metronome. You might have one at home if you study piano. It's very common to have one of those old style metronomes that has the pendulum on top that sways back and forth and goes tick, 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 and helps you keep time. These days we have online versions which you can just get into Google and type metronome and pick the one that you like. I've got one ready to go. And so it keeps a nice steady pulse, and we can play our music to that. And so we can learn how to play steady right from the very first day. Instruments up. Number 1. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. All right, good job. Now, one of the things I didn't talk about was the angle of your trumpet as compared to the floor, right? So if the floor is perfectly flat, your trumpet can be on a little bit of an angle like that, okay? We certainly don't want to have the trumpet up like that. That's going to get in the way of you developing certain things. So a little bit of an angle facing down. What we really don't want are trumpets like that, right? Where you're just all cramped up like that, because you can't lift a 1-pound instrument. Come on, let's get to work, right? So shoulders down and back, sitting nice and tall, lifting our instrument to this angle, okay? So that's the way trumpet players look when you see them playing professionally online, okay? And that's our standard. So let's try and play song number 2. It's called Count and Play. So it's the same note, it's still a G, but there are 4 of them in the bar. So what we're going to do is that we're going to tongue each note. And by tonguing, I mean you're going to use your tongue. So if you take your tip of your tongue right now and feel your top teeth, can you feel the spot where your gums meet your teeth? Right? That's where I want you to put the tip of your tongue and say, okay? Imagine what the inside of your mouth looks like. You've got the roof of your mouth and then your teeth. And your tongue comes up underneath and the air pressure builds behind your tongue. And then finally you go, and all that air shoots into your trumpet. And we want to do that every time we tongue a note. Here's what it sounds like. Try it yourself. How about I play a rhythm and then you imitate? All right, how's that feeling? Remember that feeling. Think about, this is what tonguing feels like. Close your eyes and go. And remember what it feels like to tongue a nice, clear, articulated sound. That's the fancy music word for tonguing notes, articulation. All right, and we're going to be talking about these kind of fancy words when we're in band. Okay, so let's play number 2. Getting the metronome ready. Ready? Instruments up. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. How'd you do? Give me a thumbs up. Give yourself a little pat on the back. All right, let's try it again. Ready? Instruments up. 1, 2, 3. All right. So we've learned how to play a G and we've learned how to tongue a G. Awesome. Well, I have to turn the page because I'm playing out of a different book. But you're still on page 4. So let's go to number 3. It's called a new note. Now this note is called F, and you play it with first finger. Can you memorize that? First space, F. First space, F. If you memorize these notes on the first day, we're never going to have to talk about, oh, don't forget the first space is an F and the second line is a G. You're going to know this stuff from the very beginning. Okay? So just apply yourself a little moment and memorize the stuff that we're talking about. It sounds like this. Can you play that note? All right, let's try number 3 together with the metronome. 1, 2, 3. Simple, right? It's just like number 1. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Good. I notice my sound isn't wavering as much. I suspected it was just being able to warm up a little bit, but you never really know. Okay, let's try song number 4, Two's a Team. So you'll see that in the alto part, the trumpet part, I looked at the part that said alto. You play F for 4 notes. F, 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 rest, 2, 3, 4. G, 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 G. Sometimes it just helps to have your instrument and imagine the music or listening to me play it, and then you just do the fingering. This one's F, it's first finger. Like you're telling your body, this is an F. This is F, right? So you can develop a muscle memory attachment to these notes as well. Okay, I'm gonna start the metronome and then we'll play. Number 4, choose a T. Sitting tall, big breath, relaxed shoulders, elbows good, trumpet level is good, not too high, not too low. Ready? First valve. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that one more time. Make sure you're getting out of the basement. You're not playing too high, you're not playing too low. You're matching my sound perfectly. Here we go. Instruments up. 1, 2, 3. Good job. All right. That's me checking in on you. What? Oh, hey, good job. Okay. 2 more songs, heading down. So we're going to learn a new note here. This note is called E, and E is on the bottom line of the staff, and it utilizes the first 2 pistons. Don't get mixed up. Some students, I don't know, they develop bad habits in the very first day, and they think that that's 2 and 3. That's not 2 and 3. The valves are numbered 1, which is closest to your nose when you're playing, 2 is in the middle, and 3 is that one that you don't play as often, okay? So the valve combination for E is 1 and 2. Don't get it mixed up, okay? 1 and 2. So do this. E, E, E. E, E, E. F, F, F. F, F, F. G, G, G. G, G, G. See, you got it memorized. No problem. Let's try number 5 together. Can we play it 2 times without stopping? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, good job. Now, our final song we're going to play a few times is called Moving On Up, and it uses all 3 notes that we've learned so far today. Now, it starts on E, and we play E 5 times. We go E, 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 rest, rest, rest. E, E, F, F, G. Okay? So if that's a challenge for you, rewind that video and do that exercise that we just did a second ago. E, 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 2, 3, 4. E, E, F, F, G. Practice that over and over again until you can't play it wrong. That's what practicing does. Okay? Here comes the metronome. 2 times through without stopping. Instruments up. 1, 2, 3. Were you successful? Even if you weren't, that's okay. We'll come back tomorrow and we're going to hit it again. Okay? Hit it and quit it. That's what we do. Now, just before we finish off practicing, we've been practicing for about 15 minutes together. We want to finish off with something fun. I always finish practicing with something fun because then it encourages me to come back and try it again. If I get really frustrated with the music that I'm trying to do, which is why I'm practicing, I'm trying to get better at the stuff I can't play, and then I get frustrated and I go, oh, I'm done. I put my trumpet down and I leave. Well, then I have that negative imprint in my brain and in my muscle memory. It's a really bad thing to do. So what we're going to do now is that I just opened YouTube before we started the video, and I've got a drum track. I just typed in drums 100 BPM, beats per minute. And you can get all different sorts of drums to play with. They're totally fun. Different styles, different speeds. You can have a ball with it, okay? We're going to play number 6 a few times with the drum track. Here's how it sounds. Okay? Get a little bit silly with it, okay? Don't worry about what other people think. If there's other people around, hey, they can consider themselves blessed, okay, for your fantastic playing. All right, so we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna be a little silly, that's okay. Don't swing your instrument around and dent it on the music stand or something like that. Just have fun. All right, here we go. Instruments up. playing number 6. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Good job. Now, with that drum track still going on, I'm going to make up my own music. I'll have a turn, and then you can have a turn. You can play anything you want, whatever makes sense to you. Okay? Here we go. Utilizing those 3 notes that we've learned. 1, 2, my turn. Your turn. All right, nice job. Okay, well, I hope you had fun today. And let me just encourage you. I know that because you're watching this video, you're actually an awesome student, okay? Not everyone's going to watch this video, but you did. You had your instrument, you played along. That's great. You're going to be doing so much better than the people who just ignored my advice and didn't turn to this video. This is going to make a big difference. Tell yourself, good job, self, okay? Come back tomorrow, watch this one again, play it through a few times. It's going to make the difference. I know you know all the jokes, but just keep going and going and going and reinforce all the things that we're talking about. I'll see you in band. Happy practicing.